Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of the Fantasy Football Fallout. This episode is all about the running backs, and if you're new to this program, here's what I do. I run through quickly who is projected to score well in Week 9. I talk about what happened, who actually did score well in Week 9, and of course, how does that relate to waiver wire pickups for Week 10 and for the rest of the season going forward. I also hand out my awards. This week for the running back awards, I have the Kicked in the Nuts award. Somebody kicked me in the nuts, and somebody kicked you in the nuts in fantasy football. I want to know about it. Please comment below. I also have the Dumpster Vomit Award and the I'm Watching You Award. Somebody's on my radar. I want them to be on your radar as well. Before we get going here, I always say this. If you could give me 2 seconds of your time for 2 clicks, a like, and a subscribe. We're trying to become a YouTube partner. Once we do so, we get interactive features unlocked to make our videos better. So we're really eager to do that. We're probably within the next maybe 1 to 2 months here, but we need your support to do that. So please like and subscribe. We appreciate that. Now let's just go ahead and jump into the top 10, the projected top 10 from ESPN coming into the week in order. And the ones in white here have not played yet because I have not, the Monday Night Football game, it just hasn't been played as of the release of this video. But we have Christian McCaffrey, Dalvin Cook, Ezekiel Elliott, Nick Chubb, Saquon Barkley, Leonard Fournette, Josh Jacobs, Chris Carson, Le'Veon Bell, and Aaron Jones. Obviously, not a lot of surprises on that list. It's probably the top 10 on a lot of people's lists. Now, who actually scored well? The ones in white are the ones that ESPN got correct here. It's Christian McCaffrey, Kenyan Drake. Hello, Kenyan Drake. Welcome to Arizona. Josh Jacobs, Damian Williams. Hey, Damian Williams, welcome to the freaking 2019 season. Melvin Gordon, Derrick Henry, Devin Singletary, David Montgomery scoring well for their second week in a row, Duke Johnson, and Le'Veon Bell. Before we jump in, before we do the waiver claims, which we'll do in a little bit, before we do the awards, just a couple of notes here. Kenyan Drake, I was high on him coming into the season, but then Miami traded basically all of their good players away, and Kenyan Drake had no room to run. So I'm not surprised that he did so well in this system. I mean, this Arizona system, it gets rid of the ball quickly from the quarterbacks, but the way that they spread out and get rid of the ball so fast, it actually opens up running lanes. I like every running back in this system to score well and really just average a lot of yards per carry. Kenyan Drake had a great Thursday night game. I'm not entirely shocked by it. I can't say I picked him up and put him in my lineup, but it's not like somebody came out of nowhere for me. Damian Williams, I gotta say, his stat line looked good, but I watched the game. He really had one big run and then he was shut down. So I'm not really going crazy for him. I'm kind of selling on him. Devin Singletary, finally Buffalo gives him the ball and they're rewarded. I hope that's a trend going forward. I've been begging for this if you watch this video for weeks, so very good. He should be on everybody's basically number one waiver wire claim at this point. Duke Johnson, not surprised there. I projected him to get in the end zone. David Montgomery, 2 touchdowns, which is great, but not very many yards. So that concerns me as well from a fantasy football point of view. But before we get into the waiver wire pickups, and I'm actually going to give you 6 this week, not my normal 5, let me give you my NFL awards of the week. The first award is the Kicked in the Nuts award. And once again, I want to know if somebody kicked you in the nuts. Who broke my heart? Who broke my balls? It was Aaron Jones this week. I thought his projection was really nice against the Chargers. That Chargers defense came to play. They were dialed in. I do deep dives into some of these NFL games, and I try to predict the game plan. And once I dug deeper into the numbers, I thought, you know what? This Chargers team matches up pretty well against Green Bay. I still picked Green Bay. I still bet on Green Bay, but I thought it was going to be kind of a closer game. I did not see the Chargers really just kind of dominating that game, but it happens. Can't say I was extremely shocked by it after looking at the numbers, but I am shocked that Aaron Jones basically scored so poorly, so that's a bit of a bummer. Next on my list is the Dumpster Vomit Award, and this is a little unfair. I don't think Royce Freeman sucked, but this Denver offense in general is struggling. They had a backup quarterback in there. I think Cleveland was really just trying to stop the run, and Freeman just couldn't get anything going, scored very poorly. I thought he would get some opportunity, but not really anything here. So Philip Lindsay kind of bailed Denver out, I thought, in that game. And lastly, the I'm Watching You award. This is important. I've had some nice gems on this list before. You can get in on him, although I tend to think he's going to be one of the more regularly added players this week. But McKissick for Detroit. Now, remember that he came from Seattle when Darrell Bevell, their offensive coordinator, was in Seattle. He had some success. Ty Johnson he's not getting it done. He's a disappointment. I'm probably going to waive him on my roster. McKissic, to me, is the more electric of the running backs. I've been saying this same kind of thing about Devin Singletary in Buffalo this year. You can just see it on film. I mean, he's the better of the running backs. He will get more and more opportunity as we move forward in the season. He can catch the ball out of the backfield well. Is he a tough in between the tackles runner? No, but I don't think Ty Johnson is either. I think McKissic could be the best running back for the Lions moving forward. He should be on your radar. And that brings me to my top, 6 for the running backs, my waiver claims. Number 1 is Devin Singletary, owned in 66% of leagues, so he's probably not going to be there for you, but you need to pick him up if he is there. Number 2 is Jalen Samuels, owned in 49.4% of the leagues. Yes, I know James Conner was hurt, but look at the receptions. He has 13 receptions. If you're in a PPR league and this Pittsburgh offense is throwing to the running backs a ton, even when James Conner comes back, I think Samuels will be used in this offense. So pick him up. I think he's going to be paying dividends for you. Kenyan Drake, 78% owned, probably, once again, not going to be there. But while David Johnson is hurt, he could have a bunch of really nice games. Chase Edmonds is going to be out for a while, I think, with that hammy injury. So there you go. Darius Geis, now the Redskins are on a bye week in Week 10, so you're not going to play him, but he's been on the IR. He will be reactivated, and we saw even Adrian Peterson was able to run for pretty decent yardage in Buffalo in that loss. Darius Geis, I think, will play well in this kind of new interim coach. Coach Callahan is going to run a lot. I think Geis has a lot of opportunity. Pick him up. I'm going to pick him up in my league. Mark Walton, I moved him down. He was on my list in the last couple of weeks. I moved him down just because the Miami running game is really bad right now. I don't think Mark Walton's bad, but Miami's pretty bad, although they did win this week, so good for them. And then again, J.D. McKissic, only owned in about 5.9% of the leagues. That number is probably going to quintuple this week, or even maybe more. I mean, he should probably be owned in about 50% of the leagues. So say that's a factor of 10 or something. I know my math is off. It's late. I'm tired. It's late on Sunday night. But McKissic, seriously, pick him up. I think he is the best Detroit running back, and it's only a matter of time before he starts getting more like 15 to 20 touches a game. So make sure you're in on that early. Buy low, then sell high, everybody. So that takes me through another episode. Please like and subscribe to these videos. I do every position, so please look for the quarterback, wide receiver, tight end, and defense and special teams videos. I don't do kicker because why the hell would I do kicker? All right, everybody, I'll catch you on another episode. Thanks for watching.